Well, I'm here again with the show and tell of my bottles that I found, like literally in the alley behind my house, where I live. Of course, it's not, I will stop be drinking my coffee here, so making random pauses to drink that. But anyway, guess I'll just get right to it and start showing these bottles that I found in the back alley by my house. And where do I want to start? Guess I'll just go and start with this one and get it out of the way, because I have a reason to show this one first, because it solves a mystery. Yeah, this bottle here is a, let me get this in here, Ichoús&Diakymánseis, if I'm pronouncing that right. Salad dressing, New York. This bottle should look familiar if you want to watch the first part and the bottom embossing here. It's because it's basically this bottle I was showing yesterday. The one that had the New York around here and the ER part. So that mystery has been solved. It's just a smaller type of dressing jar, or some sort of food dressing, I assume. So not that exciting, but still pretty cool. This one's clearly an older one, I believe, if I remember correctly looking up this embossing, because I guess they did change it at some point to this newer one. You can see how the difference in them. However, this one says April 17th, 1877 on it, which is kind of interesting as why they did that. I don't know why. But it says April 17th, 1877. And it's just bottle patented around this top piece. No reason to show that again. Try to get this embossing better so people who can make that out better can get their jollies off to that, I guess. If those bottle wizards watch this video, of course, that know all this stuff. So there's this one. Just get it out of the way quickly because it's basically a larger version of this one again. Now I'm going to get this out of the way because that's all I wanted to do with that one. Yeah, so there's this one. Just a salad dressing jar. Exciting. I find a lot of this stuff, but has a crack in it right here. And where's this seam at? And then the seam goes up and down. It looks a little womped there, but the seam. So yeah, just a salad dressing jar. Mystery solved with this smaller bottle. Still neat though for a vintage, probably now antique salad dressing bottle, I guess. So we'll get that out of the way. Which one do I want to show next? Guess I can get these ones out of the way because I got two of them anyways. I'm not entirely sure how old these ones are, but they do have plastic lids still, which do still function. Oh, that piece fell out. Yeah, a little seal in there fell out, but the lid and everything still works. This has got to be in between 1930s and 60s because it has the federal law thing on it, roughly in that time period. And it's Old Forester. Got the Old Forester on it. And it says federal law forbids sale or reuse of this bottle. And other than that, not a whole lot to see here. It's a half pint. It just has this on the bottom. Someone, I'm sure, can decode this. I'm sure there's a date somewhere hidden in there, but I'm not that bottle smart yet. And besides that, the codes are not always dates. It's just kind of a toss-up, apparently, with that. But that's D106450. It's got a little dash in between the 64 and the 50. So I'll just do that. Can't miss that. Other than that, no sense in wasting too much time with this one. Is that the same? No, that's something else. That's weird. It's like a maker error in this bottle because it's got the seam here. The seam goes up here on the side, but then it's got this weird line imperfection, I guess. So there's that one out of the way. No reason to waste time on it. And quickly just show the second one because I did find two of them out there. And this lid still has its lid, and it still works. So I could technically reuse these bottles for my mead also. Just pour the mead in here, or when I start brewing my dunkels, I could reuse these because why not? Pretty much the same bottle. Nothing really going on here. This one looks like it's in slightly better condition though, cleaner. So there's that. Just a simple half-pint alcohol bottle. I guess it's some sort of whiskey or something. Not entirely sure, but that's that. And I guess I can go ahead and show this one because why not get all the alcohol ones out of the way? This one actually has I guess, a shot glass lid. And it still has the original lid, clearly. So I kind of skipped that. It's got like a little guy with a hat on it. A fancy guy there. And it's got some of the old gold coating, paint, whatever is on it. Because this lid wasn't originally red. It looked like it had like a gold coating on it. It could be a shot glass lid. I don't know, it's a pretty small shot, but my friend looked at it and he come to the conclusion it's like a shot glass lid. And it's possible. I mean, I didn't make the connection, but he could be right on that. I'm not entirely sure. And this one is just this. Looks like this. It's I.W. Harper. Got these lines on it, kind of ribbing lines. It's like for indexing the bottle, I guess. I'm not entirely sure. Or that's just like measuring lines. Potentially measuring lines. I don't think it makes sense otherwise. I do have to go back and show this other bottle real fast because I didn't show the bottom. Let me see if these numbers are different. No. They have the same bottom embossing on them. D106450. So I guess these are potentially bought around the same time or at the exact same time back around the 50s roughly or so. And got tossed in the same spot. Someone must have been partying it up, I guess. Having a party. This is another half pint. And this one has, just says liquor bottle on the bottom. It's got that little fractal ghosting of the liquor bottle right there. And there seems to be okay, there's numbers around this outer part here. It's going to be quite tricky to make that out. Looks like a 9, 9, either 8 or a 6 on this part here. And it looks like we got potentially a 3 And then we got 70116. Camera's really not picking up on them. Oh, there we go. It looks like a 3. And that is... I cannot make that out if there is something there. Almost looks like a glass bottle defect or something there. I don't know. I'm not going to spend too much time on it. But this has the same that goes along here, just for documentation, to kind of get some kind of rough idea of the dating of the bottle, I suppose. This used to have a label on it, clearly, but it's now clearly gone. Nice strong wood still. Get that out of the way. These ones are not super exciting, so they go first. Let me see which ones will be next. We got this one, we got this, we got this, we got this. As usual, I'll save the better ones towards the last. I'll get the less exciting ones out of the way. So I'll get these little ones out of the way. These could be real quick. Oh yeah, I'll get these ones out of the way. And then call it with these ones already. This was going to be a way shorter video, it seems. And I got this little... Well, it appears to be an old salt and or pepper shaker. Still has the little lid on it. What just comes? Oh, it does unthread. I don't think I've ever tried doing that. The whole time I've had it. Well, little pepper lid comes off. It looks like it might have been brass or copper or something. It's got a weird patina on it. It's light, and it's just this little very light thin glass bottle, and there's no distinguishable marks on this, so it looks just like a little, I guess, a salt and or pepper shaker. Now the lid don't want to go back on. Apologies if that's nails on a chalkboard. It's starting to bug me too. Well, that one's done already. Got this little one here with, but it had a, it's missing the lid, but it has this little, oh well, it did have this little plastic gasket stopper thing in it. Just kind of broke it. Oops. Whatever, I guess toss it out at this point. It's just a tiny little bottle. This one says, not entirely sure. Oh, I think it's Nell or Ned. That last one is kind of messed up. It's interesting, and it's, we'll just call it Nell or Nel or whatever, and it says Japan on it. It looks like there might be something. A T1 maybe? T1 right around here at the very bottom. Is that a E or a B? I think that might be a B. We'll just say NBL. We'll go with that. Because now that I'm looking at it more and the light's hitting it better, I think that's definitely got to be a B. NBL. Japan. Not too much to see here. So we'll get that out of the way. get this one out of the way. This definitely isn't anything too particularly unique, but I do like amber bottles for some reason. I guess everyone's got their reasons for whatever. So I went and kept this one. Looks like an old potential beer bottle or something. It just says, not to be refilled. So whenever they were embossing that on the bottles, who really knows? Guess it's some source of dating, because they clearly don't put these on bottles anymore. I guess at one point in history, they had, I guess they would get refills on bottles if you had them. I have no idea. There's got to be a reason why they put that on there. It's got the same, harder to see, this amber bottle in the lighting, but there's the same falling above my fingernail. It's kind of textured down here at the bottom, all the way around, and kind of textured here as well around the top. And again, this one's definitely not exciting by any stretch of the imagination, but it's just happens to be something I have, and I figured I'd show it. But these bottles here are the ones I'm talking about. I'm not going to be collecting stuff like this anymore. I'm only going to be collecting unique stuff. Clearly old and unique. I'm not out to just collect anything and everything because, oh, it's cool. You know, at first that's how it was, because I was still new to collecting bottles. Hell, I'm still basically new at it. But I'm definitely not collecting any more stuff like this anymore. So if I find it, these are going to be getting left behind. So, with the exception of that, and this is I'm not sure what this is. Can't remember what it is. I looked it up. It says Fitches on the bottom. It's got the conjoined company embossing on it with the diamond eye and an oval. And it's got some numbers hidden in there. This one's got a strangely textured bottom. I guess to help during manufacturing of the bottle when it was being made. It makes it kind of hard to see some of the embossing on it. Adds a nice cool color though. There we go. This looks like I can get it right here. Hold it and I can see this embossed. This looks like a 2 and a 6. Not too much to see on this one. Looks like it might be like a little ketchup jar or a hot sauce jar or something weird. Well, I take that back. It says Fitches right there. I'm not going to look it up to figure out what it is again. I don't quite remember. But there it is. And the same. There we go. Guess I can kind of see it there. Yeah, once you see it, you can just follow it down. I don't have to sit there and guide my hand down the whole time. You can just kind of see it right here. It goes up the shoulder and up the neck, and it does seem to go all the way up to here and meets this other neck seam. So definitely looks like a kind of a ball that has low drips. A drip style bottle top there, I guess, whatever you'd call that. Not much to see there. Get this one out of the way real fast. It's literally just a little glass bottle. Seam goes all the way up. Nothing exciting. That's why the best will be saved for last. Because this spot it's kind of strange. The location of it. And just the combination of bottles I found out there. Because these first ones I'm showing are super lame. But the few I did find out there were like super exceptionally cool. and it bugs the shit out of me because I wanted to find more of them, but couldn't. I'll have to dig and try harder later, I guess, because some of them are on the surface and some were just kind of like a few inches in the ground, half foot in the ground, not too far, washed up along a rock wall with some dirt. So I had to dig around there some more, I suppose, whenever I get motivated to do that. I mean, it's just like a 2-minute walk from my backyard. Just haven't done it because the mosquitoes are out and everything else, and it's hot and annoying. But yeah, that bottle's unexciting. You can get out of the way. I kind of showed this one yesterday and this one yesterday, but I'll have to go and show them both again because I did find my smallest bottle. This is the smallest bottle in my collection, and I found this one miraculously on the surface, just laying there under some leaves and brush, just ground debris and stuff. And this one has a WS on it. No, it's W9. Not sure what this bottle was used for. It's so tiny. It holds like 3 drops of liquid in it. I mean, there's like a measurement right there, 1 inch. It's like 1.5 inches, roughly. Tiny little guy there. And then there's this one. Trying to find the seam. There's a seam on it. The seam on this one does seem to go to about the neck and fades out. But could just be dirty and I'm not seeing it. This one just has a 10 on it. No sense to waste too much time with those. I guess I'll get this one out of the way. Not entirely sure what this is. I've just deduced it as a type of perfume bottle. It used to have like one of those little pressurized diaphragm kind of things on it. It's just the only way I can describe it. It looks like a little diaphragm on it. You just squeeze it and it would build up pressure and spray out. But it looks like it might be an old perfume bottle, maybe. A little bit more interesting than the other ones I've shown. So I'm showing all the lame ones first. This has a 54. And I just got a 54 on the bottom. There's still stuff in this one. But yeah, that's pretty much all you can see with this one. Just, I guess it's an old perfume bottle or something of the sort. Yeah. There's that. Let's see. I guess I can show this one. This one, then this one, then probably that one. I guess that one, then this one. Now I'll save that one for last this time because that one, yeah, let's do that. All right, now I'm going to show this little one. This one's pretty plain Jane, just like this one, but this one actually has indication of at least the age of this one, so this one's kind of cool still, because at least I have some kind of a rough dating system to work with on it, the seam, of course. But since this is really all you're going to see, I'm not going to get too deep on this one, but it does have just an oval and an eye on this one. Not just, but it's got the other things, but the maker's mark is just an oval and an eye. So this has to predate at least 1929, roughly. It's just got AS 12.4.8. I think that's a 6. It's hard to tell with these sometimes. But yeah, that's pretty much that one. And I only kept this one mainly because it had the oval and an eye, so that indicates it's at least on the older side. So that's pretty much that already. And I showed this one yesterday briefly. Bayer, aspirin, and this has a basically this has a oval and an eye as well for the maker embossing, and then it's just got like an 8 and a 2. So this maker's mark indicates on the older side. So, and it's got the name on it, so it makes definitely worth keeping this one. So there's that. 1 second. Hang on. Sorry for the interruption. Someone knocked on the door. Let's leave it at that. But back to this one. Quickly, just get that maker's mark embossing on the bottom and move on from this one. Okay, let's see at the seam. Real quickly, let's get the seam in there. It goes up and meets at this neck one and then goes around. So this could have been this piece here was probably attached on later. However the hell they do that. Guess it's just the decision they made to make the bottles easier to make. I'm not sure how that makes any sense. Seems like a lot more work. Okay, let's go into this little one here. Quality Purity. It's just a little medicine bottle. You can already see the seam. It's got the marks on the side here. If I can get those to get picked up on the camera. I guess that's about as good as that's going to get. Looks like a 3, 2, and a 1. Got that unique symbol there. Common on these old medicine bottles, I've noticed. It looks like SS. And not that kind of SS, obviously. Probably another bad joke somewhere in there. Got some air bubbles in this one. Got some more markings on this side. 5 and a 10. That's CC. Yeah, C and a C. And this one doesn't have anything on the bottom that I could make out or see. They had something there at one time. It's magically gone now, which I don't think is the case. I don't think it works that way. So this probably just never had anything on the bottom. I don't think things magically select what they want to erase and keep on buildings or bottles just to make any sense. Logically makes no sense at all. How things would be so, how do you say, selective. Just want to destroy this and just leave the rest untouched. It's just kind of silly. So I'm not on that wagon at all. Like, things just don't transmutate and the whole building doesn't collapse on itself. It's silly. Because let's be real. Not to offend anybody, but if a building material were to transmutate into some different material, the whole building would lose structural integrity and fall. But that's not the case. The buildings are still standing, so that clearly doesn't hold. So that can't be the case for some of these oddities with a lot of these stone and brick buildings. Saying that, I don't think, in most cases, I don't think it's melt or anything weird. It's just, honestly, it's exactly what it looks like, just random repair work over time and trying to keep the buildings afloat after they were found in a dilapidated state. I'm sure people made janky repairs on them because they, obviously, it's self-evident, it's the case. But anyway, off that tangent and back onto the bottles. So this quality purity, and it's just a little medicine bottle. I guess we'll move on from that. This one's kind of cool. I mean, it is cool. All these, no, I'm getting to the cooler ones, the more cool ones anyway. Let me fix that. This is a Folgers Golden Gate flavoring. This is an early 1900s bottle. And actually, since I got them close by, let me do something here. What's this lid look more like? Maybe this bottle. No, not this one. Oh, slide back in there. Or don't. I'll set you right there for now. Okay, guess these don't look much. Nah, guess not. Similar neck styles, but this part's different. So we got the Golden Gate flavoring by Folgers. Nothing on the bottom to work with. And the seam is right here. And this one does go up to the shoulder of the bottle and fades out of the neck about like right here. So right above my thumbnail, it's about where it stops, roughly. So this one definitely is early 1900s. Because I guess the bottle molding seam stopping at the neck and fading out on the neck and usually indicates, at least I guess if memory holds or serves, it's 1915s down. Usually early 1900s. This one was, I believe this one was in the ground when I found it. Not too far into the ground, but was in the ground. So this one's interesting. Because, yeah, I guess they're all interesting in a sense. Of course, this thing's blocking my phone screen, so it keeps making me move it off to the side so I can see it, so that I'm making sure everything's getting captured properly. And that's actually kind of cool. You see this seam kind of goes around the sides there, but then stops on the neck. It's also kind of fascinating because when I saw these little, not sure if that was intentional or not, but it's got these little textured bumps there. You see fingerprints all over the bottle now. But yeah, I'm not sure if that was intentional. We got some bubbles. But these are you can actually feel these. So not unless they're just weird bubbles or something. I don't think they'd put Braille on their bottle. Oh, it's Braille. Folgers coffee. Sorry. Folgers flavoring. I guess no sense in spending too much more time on this one, but it is one of the cooler ones I found. More cool. I'm working on it. Looks like this is where the bottle is held. It's like some kind of holding mark right there. Whatever the heck they call that thing that holds the glass when they're making it. Kind of looks like it's right there on the side. Blower's mark or something. Being blown into the mold. I'm not sure. I don't make bottles. I don't know how the hell they do it. And this one is like about 7. Oh man, I don't think that's part of it. Just ignore that. It's about 5 inches, roughly. A little over 5 inches long. Get a nice close-up of it, I guess. So yeah. Be done with this one. And let's move on to this one. This is one of my more unique finds in that spot. I like this one a lot, actually. I haven't been able to date this one. It's got to be 1900s up, because the seam does go, the molding seam is all the way up on the mouthpiece and up the neck. This one's really fine and hard to see because this is a really well made bottle, but the seam is there. Once you see it, you'll see it. It's just like a fine hair. Yeah, there it is. You see it up here on the mouthpiece as well. It just goes all the way down. And this seam is hidden on the side of this part right here. So very cool. There's an interesting bottle here. Either a glass top or a cork top. I'm not sure what this bottle's purpose was or what it served to be. It's just a really cool bottle. I'm happy I found it. Try to get some slow shots of these better bottles. Take a little more time on them. Got a bubble in the neck. Definitely a cool bottle. I like this one a lot. This one sits off by my desk. My computer desk where I spend most of my time. And this one only has this on the bottom. It's the only one in my collection like this. Just a diamond with a 916 in it. And a 10 at the bottom. Try to capture that 916. It's quite tricky with the lighting. There it is. See the 916 and the diamond. And no matter how you flip this, it still makes 916, so you can't really misread that. It's 916 no matter how you flip it. It's quite cleverly done if that was the intention. So for what that's worth, I don't entirely know. I'm not that smart with these bottles yet. I tried to look it up and I didn't find anything on it. I probably wasn't wording it right or typing it in right. But that is pretty much that one. And it's just a really cool bottle. I like the shape of this one. I guess we'll move on from this one. And I guess I'll get on to this one. This was one of the first ones I found out there because I was just kind of poking around out there because I live right by this spot and I drive up this little back alleyway. I head out of my neighborhood all the time. And I always look off to my left and I see the tree line and the stuff, and then I finally went up there and I was like, oh, there might be stuff up here. And I didn't look around very hard and I left out and finally went back. I actually spent some time looking, and then this was just sitting on the surface on the hill by a tree. This one here. Just surface fine. Just right out in the open. How it managed to survive like that for so long, I have no idea. It's almost as if someone collected it themselves and just tossed it out there and just like, I don't want this anymore, and just left it there. It was just so perfectly in the open, just right there by a tree. And it's in immaculate shape. It's my biggest medicine bottle, like, of this style. And it's got obviously the measurement marks on it. Unfortunately, when I hold it like this, I can't get the bottle in there, so I always got to hold it sideways so you can see the full bottle. But that's how I got this tripod angled, apparently. I'll try to just do it this way, I guess. This goes up to 7. And whatever this symbol is, I don't know what that measuring symbol is. I believe that's the type of measurement or something, because it's under these embossed markings. So I'm assuming that's some sort of measurement, but they've changed the symbol to something else, it would seem. And it was this bottle that made me go back there and find all the other ones, because after I found this one, I was like, dude, there's got to be more stuff out there. Because as I was just scouting through there, this is when I found this one. Just perfectly sitting on the top. Wasn't buried, nothing. Just sitting on the top of the soil by a tree. I know I can't stress it enough, but this is one of my most exciting finds, because this is how easy it was. And that sounds kind of the opposite of what you would expect, but this bottle here made me go back and find other ones, and still makes me want to go back and find more. So this bottle predates 1929, because let me get this side in here real fast. Got the CC 50, 100, and then 200. Apologies on holding off to the side. It's the only way I can see it and verify the camera is actually picking up on the details. But this one also has just a big diamond and an eye on the bottom. So this has to predate in between 1900s and 1929, going by what we have to work with on these maker marks, as the bottle wizards have figured out. this cool little texture on the top here. And the seam on this one does go up to here. So this, I think I've dated this bottle about around 1920s, from what I could find out. The best I could find bottles that were similar to this one's like roughly 1925 maybe. So it makes me wonder how old this neighborhood is. But the fact is, it was just sitting on the top of the ground, not buried, not covered up by anything. It's just it's bizarre to me, because this bottle, if this bottle is that old, then how did it end up just sitting on top of a hill, not getting like buried or broken or something? It's as if someone had this in their collection and just, like I said, just left it out there. It's like, I don't want it anymore. Like recently. This looks like this was recently dropped out there. It's just so bizarre. And yeah. Get some of the other details in the glass. Probably need to hurry up and get on with this. Because I like this bottle is cool and it deserves some time on the recording. Not sure what these like horseshoe weird marks are in here. It's the only way I can describe them. It's kind of like these weird little horseshoe type of marks in the glass. I've seen it on several other bottles. Some bubbles in there as well. It's like another one up here. Clearly that's just how it was blown into the mold, I guess. Got this little horseshoe looking thing right here. Kind of like a arch. Hey, the St. Louis Arch. Kidding. I got another one up here. Don't think there's anywhere else on it. So yeah, there's this one. Let's move on from it. And then back on to another really cool one I found out there. Lo and behold, ta-da! I found another bottle from the 1800s. So I really question, how old is this neighborhood? If this was sitting in the ground, because this one was buried when I found it, and unfortunately, it is damaged. I'm not sure if this was repaired once. It's got this, I don't know if that's some type of glue, old glue or something, but this bottle looks like it's been repaired, or that's just mineralization that got in the crack and started to like seal itself in there. Haven't quite figured that out yet. But considering I found this buried amongst rocks and other debris and other conditions, that the fact the bottle survived it all is amazing, as I always say. And this one says perfumer on the top here. It's really hard to see, but it's perfumer salon Palmer. So I think it's some sort of hair conditioner, if I remember correctly when I looked this one up. And this bottle, every time I've seen this one with certainty, has said 1880. So this bottle is, from what I have to work with, is, as of right now, is definitely from the 1880s. It's an old 2.5 ounce Everest. Tragically, it's damaged, but it's still a complete bottle, so nonetheless, it's still really cool. See a hit mark right here, probably a rock or something hit it. And there's the seam. It goes up, and fades at the neck, like right in here. Yeah, it looks like it fades stops about right there, above my thumb. So this is definitely another old world bottle. If we were to go by the 1800s. And we you know, alternative thinking people see it the way we do. This is definitely an old worlder here, kind of just like the other one I have here. They're both Everest's. Go figure, I'd find similar bottles in two different locations in the same general area of the world. And I'm not sure where I'm going to go with that, but see the differences in them. Not spend too much time on that, but this one just has a 2 on the bottom. And that's basically it. And this is another really awesome one in my collection. And again, sure, you can go online, buy these all day long. Probably not literally all day long, but you can go online, because I have found these on eBay. And they're being advertised as 1880s, yada yada, blah blah blah. And people are selling these in way better condition than this one. But as I said in the last video, at the end of the day, I found mine, so they're special. I refuse to buy them offline, so, or anywhere for that matter. Every bottle in my collection I have found, which makes them more special. Because it's, it's kind of lame going out and buying a bottle and then just showing it off like, oh, look at this cool bottle I bought. That's not very exciting, is it? I don't think so. I think it's way more exciting to be like, hey, look at this, I found this, it's exciting. Because there is that thrill and that excitement behind it, because, reasons. This one deserves a lot of redundant time, just repetitive twirling and showing, because it's cool. Tragically, there's damage there, and other little bits around here and there. This one I'm pretty sure had a glass stopper as well. Try to get some of that denser glass to it, resonance to it. And this one actually does have like a ribbing around here, as is obvious. And in fact, I think I took a picture of these and showed Ross these ones right before I went camping. I found these because I was just waiting for my friends to come by and pick me up. Lo and behold, this is the story I'm just now getting to. I went up there waiting for my friends to come pick me up to go camping at Fiery Fork down by the Ozarks. And as I was waiting, I figured I'd go poke around that hillside, because I was like, well, what else am I doing? And that's actually when I found, this one and a few others. Then I went camping, came back, and went straight back to that spot and found some more. So there's that little quick story. Oh, so exciting. But yeah, I think I should move on from this one. It's just cool. Definitely being from the 1800s, however you want to perceive time and how all that stuff could have been manipulated and or altered or whatever your feelings are on that, your understanding is on that, because everything is just leaps of faith at this point. But there's this bottle. It's cool. And now on to the highlight bottle that I found out there. This one being one of them, obviously, but since I showed another one similar yesterday, I'm going to show a different highlight bottle this time, which is really cool, at least in my honest opinion. I wish I could find more of these. These are the ones I'm hoping to find more of, but there's this one. This one is awesome. Ta-da! And this is a Blatz Brewing Co., Kansas City. Of course, the thing's blocking my screen. Literally can't read it, but I'm just going to go and assume it's focused and paused. Yeah, I'll put it off to the side right here. Blatz Brewing Co., Kansas City. Got all the air bubbles in it. It's got the same air bubbles down here. It's got the seam right here. It's got this literature on the back. Bottle not to be sold. And this is a true cork top. So it's awesome. However, it was damaged right here when I found it. But this is one of the biggest highlights in my collection. And obviously where I found it is very odd in itself, considering the fact I'm surrounded by a neighborhood and it's just this little thin tree line going behind houses, and this is where I found it. An interesting flaw in the glass there. That's just made into the glass. You can't fill it. So there's this old bottle here. I think that's just made into the glass as well. A true cork top. The only one in my collection. These are the ones I'm trying to find. It's the ones with these types of mouthpieces and cork top styles. Because to my understanding, these are the more sought after, rare ones. And I managed to find one in the most bizarre place. Apparently the Civil War or whatever did come to this area at one point or something of that sort, so who knows. People have claimed to found Civil War memorabilia and artifacts in the woods out here by Rock Creek and stuff. And a lot of the stone infrastructure out here kind of indicates that. A lot of it was destroyed around that time, possibly, because I firmly believe there was great wars, not great fires, that were raising the lands in the however long ago it was. A few hundred years ago, 100 years ago, 200 years ago, whatever. Around the 1800s particularly, I guess. I'm not trying to get too deep off topic or get too deep into that right now. But yeah, this is a cool highlight of this bottle. This just says SB and G Co. Yeah. And no, this isn't ghosting this time. This does actually have like a double print of these parts right here. Those are actually in the bottle. This is not an optical illusion this time. Very fascinating. It's got the aqua color to it. So yeah, I'm hoping to find more bottles like this. I'm trying to find old true cork top styles because those are, like, I guess the more sought after ones. From watching like Aqua Trigger and all these other people that just know where all these amazing bottles are, like just always perfectly know where everything is, always in the right place at the right time in the world, location wise, I guess. Because I guess it is location. But I did manage to find some pretty cool stuff in my part of the world, so I can't complain. So I guess that would be that for this video, really. Just kind of simple and sweet, really. I'm not trying to get super charismatic and chat up a storm here. As it is. I can't stress it enough. I'm just winging all these videos. I'm not scripting none of this out. So the direction I go with is just kind of all over the place. I apologize. So most of this is just to show the bottles anyway. My talking is just kind of there for the most part, because I can't just make silent videos, so I'm just, blabbing on basically. It's unscriptedly, of course, off the cuff, literally. All I do when I go and doing these videos is I'm just going to record this and start talking. If you don't like that, I apologize. Again, I can't stress it enough. I just like to keep these as real as possible. I'm not trying to be like some high production, scripted out person. It's just not who I am. So, again, I apologize if that's not your thing. But I'm just a down to earth, simple, cool dude that's just showing bottles and things I have found and just talking off the cuff. Because the world needs more organic people again. Just doing stuff like this, really. Unscripted, real as it gets type stuff. But anyway, enough of that tangent. Probably give this one a little bit more screen time. And probably going to end this soon because this one went on longer than I wanted it to, as most of my videos do, which I apologize. I know they're excruciatingly hard to watch, I'm sure. But at least I have a tripod to hold stable, and I could show the things I have found, which I do plan on doing more of these types of videos now. So I'm just sharing these for whoever comes across them and watches them. I don't care if these get super popular or not. That's not why I'm doing it. I'm doing it because I simply can. For those who watch it, cool. For those who don't, cool. I'm not trying to be Mr. High Production, big YouTuber. I don't even feeling like the fact I'm doing videos and put them online, but I figure I got to do something with the hobby. I got to show the things I find, because I feel like I'd be doing myself a disservice if I just find this stuff and keep it to myself. So, yeah, other people do it, so why can't I? Basically. So I guess with that in mind, my rambling, I guess I will put a few more of these up. Kind of put some more of these up like so. Of course, my camera angle is complete crap. I'll put some of the unique ones up here again and call it that. Yeah, I'll probably just do some of this right here, right quick. Real time fuckery. There you have it. I'm just going to end it right there. And, well, for those who watched it and enjoyed this type of show and tell stuff, cool. If not, sorry. I don't know what to say. But there's those bottles. And hope you enjoyed this show and tell.